Is Juice WRLD's legacy tarnished? Alright, what's up everyone? It's Knight here and welcome back to the channel. I know I haven't uploaded on this channel in a very long time, but I've been kind of busy with a lot of things in, real life and also with my main channel, Knight Reacts, which if you're new to this channel and haven't already, make sure you go subscribe to both these channels because I'm going to start posting on here. Alright, I don't know how much, but I will start posting on here again. And the main channel, new videos coming out soon. I just took a little bit of a break after my Green Day marathon. By the way, I did a marathon listening to all Green Day's albums, so you might want to go check that out. That was fun. But yeah, today I wanted to talk about Juice WRLD's legacy and his new album, The Party Never Ends. One of my biggest concerns about this album was whether or not this was going to be either a good album that pays homage to Juice WRLD like Legends Never Die did, or if it was just going to be a cheap money grab album similar to Bad Vibes Forever by XXXTentacion, or should I say XXXTentacion's record label. But yeah, sadly it was the second option. It was a cash grab. So this is coming from someone who's been listening to Juice WRLD since, like, I would say early 2017, around when Autograph was kind of gaining a tiny bit of popularity on SoundCloud. I love Juice. He's been one of my favorite rappers since I was young. Going into this, like I said, it was my biggest concern and truly felt like they didn't know what the hell they wanted to do with this album. I don't know how the hell they made people wait 4 years for this album. 4 years it's been since this album first got announced, and they kept delaying it every single year, sometimes multiple times a year. I think back in like 2023 or 2022 they delayed it like 3 times, which is absolutely crazy. But from what I can tell, it seems like they decided to change the entire track list. For the most part, songs a lot of people wanted to hear, or at least wanted to be on like normal streaming platforms where they didn't have to go on YouTube or like local file it. But it seemed like they changed it last minute, and you could really tell they changed it last minute because none of the songs really work together, and it's such random tracks too. On top of that, you got the most random features like Fall Out Boys, which, gotta be for real, that song was absolutely terrible. I don't know what the hell they were thinking with that song. That song, I don't even understand how they thought it was good, because Fall Out Boy did not fit the vibe whatsoever. Like, sometimes certain styles, yeah, sometimes rap and rock mixes well with each other, but both their styles, it just didn't mix well. Like, it was completely polar opposite to each other. Then you got Lace It with Eminem, where I will admit Juice WRLD's part was good. I love Juice WRLD's part, but Eminem's part freaking destroyed the vibe. Like, he completely killed the vibe. Like, his was so monotone and so boring that I wanted to just skip his part. That's how boring he was. And on top of that, he had such a long part too. He had almost as long as a part as Juice WRLD. But yeah, this album was just such a weird album to listen to, because it felt like when he first passed away, it felt like they were going the right direction with the albums. They released Legends Never Die, and for the most part it was a damn good album. Like, I love that album. Genuinely, it is easily my third favorite album from him. Obviously nothing will top Goodbye and Good Riddance and Death Race for Love for me, but as a posthumous album, it's probably one of the best posthumous album you could release for an artist. Like, I'm not even joking. But then they released Fighting Demons, which was for the most part, major downgrade from Legends Never Die, because I felt like even though there were some amazing tracks on there, like Burn, like Sometimes, like Cigarettes, and so on and so forth, there was a lot of songs that kind of just felt very crammed in there, almost like they were filler songs. And then on top of that, there were so many interludes, if I remember correctly. Like, there was like 5 or 6 interludes, and it's only a 26 track album, so having that many interludes is kind of crazy. So going into this album, I was hoping that it would be different, especially since this was supposedly the final album they would be releasing from Juice WRLD. I thought, okay, if this is going to be the final album, they're going to put their all into it, they're gonna go balls deep with this one and make sure this is gonna be top tier. But no, instead they released an album that is just full of filler tracks, songs that I bet $100 million on that if Juice WRLD was alive, he would never release, and they would have never seen the light of day. Because yeah, they're not bad, but they're just not interesting songs, you know? They're just songs that you could tell he made in like 15 minutes just to have, you know? Just could have been even just practice songs just to warm up with. That's how annoying it is. It really annoys me on how much of a cash grab this is. And I know people are gonna be like, oh, you're not a true Juice WRLD fan, you're not this, you're not that. Like, there are songs on that album that I have heard the leaks to. Will say I am the type of person who I try to stay away from leaked and unreleased songs as much as I can, because I think it's disrespectful for the artist. But I feel like with Juice WRLD, he has so many songs that it's kind of hard not to listen to the leak, you know? Like, it's just too enticing. Honestly, like, this album was such a disappointment, and genuinely, it really tarnishes his career, and it really tarnishes his entire legacy, because this guy has over 3,000 songs in his locker, and they could have easily released an album that had so many hits on it, because I can think off the top of my head, I can think of so many amazing songs that he has that are unreleased. For instance, High Tide, Autograph, which I guess technically is a release song on YouTube and SoundCloud, but it's never been officially released on like Spotify and Apple Music. So you could still, you know, they could still add it to an album. But there's so many songs that could have worked so well for this album that they didn't choose, and it instead went for songs that were just boring, just whatever songs that you would hear that were unreleased and be like, okay, whatever. There were so many songs that I would go out of and just being like, wow, that one dragged on, wow, that one was really boring lyrically, wow, that one, the vibes were not there. I don't know, it's just too much wrong with it. And sorry if I'm kind of like rambling and kind of, you know, my points are kind of scattered across. I just turned on the camera. I'm like winging this. I'm just kind of speaking my mind right now, just how I would talk to a friend. And honestly, this is how I was talking to my friend Dylan, you know, after we listened to the album and I turned off the video. This is how we were talking to each other. I was just, you know, we were spouting ideas to each other and like kind of spouting our opinions to each other. And one of the main things that kept coming up was how cash grabby this sounded. It's the fact that this is such a cash grabby album, and you could tell it's such a cash grabby album, that DJ Scheme, who is known for having worked on, I'm pretty sure working on a lot of the songs off Goodbye and Good Riddance, having worked on a lot of the songs off Fighting Demons, which were, in my opinion, the best songs, and Death Race for Love, and someone who had been very close to Juice WRLD when he was alive, even he apologized and said how bad this album was and how this should never have been released, this album, and how Benny Blanco was not the man for the job, you know, and how he should never have touched this album. And honestly, it makes sense, because yeah, Benny Blanco worked a lot with Juice, but you could tell that he wasn't that close to him, you know? Yeah, maybe in the studio, but not personally. Hell, it would have made sense for DJ Scheme to work on this album, because they've always been close personally. And I think that that's what this album missed, was that personal touch, was that love and craft, you know? Respect. It feels like they tried to compensate for that lack of like anything with those intros and outros of Juice WRLD speaking at concerts and stuff. Like, I feel like that's how they try to compensate for the lack of emotion and the lack of love and respect put into it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it didn't work. The only one that worked was the final song, which, by the way, one of the worst songs on the album on top of it, but was the final line he said on that song in the outro. That was the only good one, in my opinion. Honest God, in my opinion, I give it like a flat 4, maybe 3.9. I don't know, but this album was horrible. And honestly, I kind of wish they never released it, because it probably would have been better just to end it off with Legends Never Die, and then just, you know, occasionally release a single, or maybe like a celebration EP or like an anniversary EP or something like that, where they would put a few songs, like fan favorite songs that were leaked that they've wanted to release. You know, I think that would have been a good idea, more so just than to release Fighting Demons and this atrocity of an album. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the album. You know, maybe you guys like it, maybe you guys think that I'm completely wrong, and that's fine. I mean, everyone got their opinions. This is my opinion. I hope you guys do enjoy this album. Let me know what else I should do on the channel, like if I should do more videos like this, where I should do like more just rambling rants like this, or if I should do more reaction videos and stuff, maybe non-music related reaction videos. You know, go subscribe to your new channel. Make sure you guys go subscribe to my main channel too. Check out my AO2Y, my album of the year. Make sure you guys go check out my social media, links will be in the description. But yeah, other than that, I do hope you guys have an amazing day, night, evening, wherever you are. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.